Have you ever felt stuck in a loop of toxic relationships or patterns? Like no matter how hard you try, you keep attracting the same kind of emotional vampires, the same frustrating dynamics. You try to change them, to fix the situation, to explain yourself endlessly. But nothing works. Carl Jung pointed to one core mistake that perpetuates this powerlessness. And once you see it, you can finally reclaim your strength. You are a compassionate, empathetic soul. When you encounter someone struggling, your instinct is to help, to understand, to give. This beautiful quality, however, has often been exploited. You've likely found yourself pouring energy into people who rarely reciprocate, explaining your feelings to those who refuse to hear, and making excuses for behavior that consistently hurts you. You might have tried to be more patient, more understanding, more forgiving. You believed that if you were just good enough, loving enough, patient enough, they would finally see the light, finally change. You thought the key to your peace lay in fixing them, or fixing the situation. This constant external focus drains your vitality. You become hypervigilant, always trying to anticipate their next move, always trying to manage their emotions, always walking on eggshells. You become adept at deciphering their moods, neglecting your own. This leaves you feeling exhausted, resentful, and increasingly powerless, because no matter how much you try, nothing ever truly shifts. You feel perpetually trapped, bound by an invisible thread to the very source of your pain. What is this one crucial mistake, and how does Carl Jung help us understand it? The mistake lies in projecting our inner wholeness onto others and attempting to fix their shadow, rather than integrating our own. Jung spoke extensively about projection. This is the unconscious process by which we attribute our own qualities, desires, or complexes, especially those we deny or repress in our shadow, onto others. We see in them what we cannot or will not see in ourselves. The key mistake that keeps us powerless is this: we project our own potential for wholeness, healing, and consciousness onto the toxic person, and then we exhaust ourselves trying to awaken it in them. We, as empathetic and growth-oriented individuals, have an innate drive towards individuation, the journey of becoming a whole, integrated self. We know, deep down, that inner work leads to healing and growth. We believe everyone can do this. So, when we encounter someone who is deeply fragmented, stuck in their unconscious patterns, operating from their unintegrated shadow, we project our own capacity for wholeness onto them. We see their hidden potential, their latent goodness, the person they could be, if only they tried. We then make it our mission to help them realize this potential. We become their therapist, their savior, their guide. We believe that if we can just provide enough love, enough insight, enough patience, we can help them integrate their shadow and become whole. But here's the crucial Jungian truth. You cannot integrate someone else's shadow for them. Their unacknowledged anger, their deep-seated insecurities, their manipulative tendencies, these are their responsibility to face. When you continually try to fix them, you are not only draining your own energy, but you are also enabling their avoidance. You are allowing them to continue projecting their own unconscious material onto you rather than confronting it themselves. Their bad behavior is often a manifestation of their unintegrated shadow. When it irritates us, it is often because it touches upon an unintegrated part of our own shadow, perhaps our unexpressed anger, our fear of setting boundaries, or our own suppressed need for external validation. So, the mistake is not your empathy or your desire to help. The mistake is misdirecting your individuating energy outward, trying to heal another person's psyche, instead of directing it inward to fully integrate your own. You're trying to make their unconscious conscious when your primary power lies in making your own unconscious conscious. Breaking free from this cycle requires a radical shift in where you direct your energy. It's about ceasing to be the unconscious recipient of their projections and becoming the conscious architect of your own wholeness. Here's Carl Jung's powerful advice for reclaiming your power. 1. Redirect your healing energy. Inward. Focus on your own shadow. Stop trying to fix them. Instead, turn that profound capacity for introspection and healing towards yourself. The behaviors that irritate you in them often reveal something about your own unintegrated shadow. What am I resisting within myself? If their lack of accountability infuriates you, ask, where am I not holding myself accountable? Where am I letting others off the hook too easily? What am I suppressing? If their anger scares you, ask, where am I suppressing my own healthy anger or boundaries? If their neediness drains you, ask, where am I afraid to be self-sufficient? Journal shadow. Material, write freely about your negative emotions, your fears, your desires for control. Acknowledge them. This integration reduces your susceptibility to their projections. 2. Understand. Projection. It's their unconscious material, not yours. When they blame you, accuse you, or try to make you feel guilty, remember this is almost always their own unowned shadow projected onto you. Observe, don't absorb. Imagine their words as a cloud passing by. You see it, but you don't let it rain on your parade. You don't take it in. That's an interesting projection. You don't need to say this aloud, but internalize it. This mental reframe detaches you from their warped reality. Refuse to engage the narrative. Don't argue with their projections. You don't owe an explanation for their inability to face their own truth. 3. Stop seeking closure. From them, find it within yourself. The longing for their apology or acknowledgement keeps you bound. True closure comes from your internal decision to release the narrative and reclaim your power. I am my own closure. Repeat this affirmation. You decide when the chapter ends. Process your grief. Allow yourself to grieve the loss of the relationship you hoped for, not the one you had. This is crucial for releasing the emotional hook. Focus on your future. Shift your energy from looking back at what happened to consciously building the life you want, free from their influence. 4. Cultivate inner authority, the self as guide. You become powerless when you give away your inner authority to others' opinions or demands. Reclaiming it is a core aspect of individuation. Trust your intuition. That gut feeling that something is off is your inner self speaking. Listen to it. Make decisions based on your values, not based on their expectations or potential reactions. Set firm boundaries. No explanation needed. Your no is a complete sentence. You don't need to justify your boundaries to someone who consistently disrespects them. 5. Embrace detachment as an act of love for yourself. Detachment isn't coldness. It's a necessary act of self-preservation and self-love. It's the ultimate way to reclaim your power. Emotional disengagement. Reduce your emotional investment in their drama. Observe, don't participate. Physical distance, if possible. Create physical space where you can breathe and reconnect with yourself. Focus on what you can control, your reactions, your boundaries, your healing journey. Let go of the illusion of control over them. By making this fundamental shift from trying to awaken their potential to fully awakening your own, you break the cycle of powerlessness. You become the conscious director of your own psychological and spiritual journey. This radical redirection of energy is the essence of your individuation journey. Carl Jung believed that the primary task of life is to become the fullest, most integrated version of yourself. The mistake of focusing on others' pathologies inadvertently serves as a catalyst. It pushes you to a point of exhaustion, forcing you to look inward. It is through this painful process that you realize your true power lies not in fixing anyone else, but in becoming whole yourself. You are not destined to be powerless. You have the inherent capacity for profound healing and self-mastery. The irritations you've experienced in others have, indeed, led you to an understanding of yourself. Now, direct your powerful light inward and watch as you shed the chains of powerlessness and step into your authentic, unshakable strength.